it's your girl Q. Today I'm going to be talking about student teaching. So this video is perfect for someone who maybe wants to go into the education field, or maybe you're going to be student teaching pretty soon. So stay tuned to find out what student teaching is like at my school. So student teaching is basically an internship for education majors or people who are going into the education field. So it typically is your last semester of college. So you get placed, and your placement comes basically from your university, and they determine how long your placement is going to be based on their program. But at my school, it's 14 weeks, which is a little shy of a whole semester. It's 14 weeks. So each education major is given either one or two placements based on their certification area. I only have one placement, so I am in a second grade classroom for 14 whole weeks, whereas some other people are jumping around from like kinder for 7 weeks, and then they're going to fourth grade for 7 weeks. And the reason why I only have one is because I'm just getting my elementary education degree. So if I would have gotten my ESL certification, then I would have had two placements, because they want you to be in a classroom that has ESL students so you can experience maybe new students who have acquired a new language, and versus some who may be coming in to fifth grade or fourth grade, sixth grade with a new language. So they want you to see both sides of it. But because I'm only getting my EC through 6 certification in core subjects, they only give me one placement. So again, your student teaching placement is determined by your school, and it's provided based on your certification area. So if so the way that my school goes about choosing or placing us is we get to choose 3 different districts that we would like to be in. So you get a first choice, second choice, third choice, and you also can list grade level that you would prefer to be in, and also a school if you know what school you might want to work in. So I put down the district that I'm in, and I was lucky enough to be chosen to come back. So I do want to pause for a second to let you guys know this wasn't just, it didn't just happen by chance. I am student teaching in the same classroom that I was in last semester, because my one of my education classes required us to take some basically to do a reflection in a classroom, and I was lucky enough to be somewhere close to home, and that same teacher decided that she would like to be my mentor teacher. So that's how I got my student teaching placement. I actually was already familiar with the students and the teacher and the school, so that teacher decided that she wanted to be my mentor teacher. On top of having a mentor teacher, we also have a university supervisor. So this is a person who may actually be a professor at your university, or maybe they're contracted through the university. And my university supervisor, she is the one who comes and she does observations. Well, she observes me teaching. And this is how I get my grade. So I have 4 different observations throughout the semester. Like I had one 2 weeks ago, and that was my first one. And then you'll have them spread out until May the 1st, which is when my student teaching ends. So this is how you get your grade. So basically every observation, we are supposed to teach a lesson on our own, and they're looking at behavioral management, time management, the content that we're teaching, and just overall how effective the lesson was. So that is how we get our grade, and they give it to us on a scale of like unsatisfactory to proficient. So, and I'm just saying this because I don't actually know. I haven't really looked at it, but they're going in there to see in each area, are you doing well, or are you not doing well? And so by the end of the semester, their hope is that you'll be proficient in whatever area they're looking at, and that's how you get your grade. We had to purchase an application called TK20. TK20 is our application that allows us to log our hours and complete our binder. the things that are in our binder are modules for student teaching. So that includes mental health, dyslexia, there's a bunch of other stuff in there. But we have to go through and do those modules because they want to know that when we're in the actual environment that we can identify these things so that we are able to address them if we see them coming up. So that's one thing that we have to do. We also have to take or keep an attendance log. And so it's on paper, so we have to sign it every day. And in the end, we'll have to upload it to TK20. And that's how the state verifies that we've actually completed a full student teacher term. Attendance. This one was really crazy. Attendance. So for student teaching, you're expected to be there whenever the teacher is there. So if your teacher is an elementary school teacher and they have morning duty, and that means that they have to be there 30 minutes earlier than the school opens, then you're supposed to be there when that teacher is there. So, and that includes meetings, professional development, all of that. Basically, when the teacher's contracted to be there and when the teacher's there, you need to be there. And I just learned that they do not want you to miss any days. So if you miss a day of student teaching, they may ask you to make them up. Like my student teaching placement was actually supposed to end May 1st, but because I got sick my second week of student teaching, I actually have to stay 3 extra days. So just be mindful of that because student teaching, if this is your first time in a classroom working with kids, you're going to get sick. So make sure that you're not just out of the classroom because you don't feel like it today or, you stubbed your toe last night. Make sure that if you're out that it's legit and you can actually make it up. Insurance. So at my university, they require that we get insurance just in case something happens. So I get this through ATPE, which is the Association of Texas Professional Educators, and it's completely free to student teachers, and I definitely recommend it if your school doesn't recommend it for you to get this, because let's say we're on the playground, somebody gets hurt, and the parent decides to sue every single teacher on the playground that's there because they felt like y'all weren't paying attention. You could be sued too, even though you're not technically hired by the school. You need to make sure that you have your own liability insurance just in case anything like that happens. And this insurance is completely free. So if you're not in Texas, check into it for your state because you just need it. And you never know. You never know what could happen. Substitute. So my school has told us that anytime there's a substitute or the teacher for some reason is not going to be in the classroom, you cannot technically be in the classroom by yourself. So, I'm not saying you can't be there if the teacher goes to the restroom, but if your teacher calls in sick, they need to get a sub because you're not technically hired by the school. You're interning basically. So we need to have someone who's certified or who has been documented and who's able to teach with the kids. So when my teacher was out and she had a sub, I was there with the sub too. So that sounds kind of funny, but it makes sense to me because technically I really don't know what I'm doing. And I feel a lot better knowing that someone who is getting paid by the school and who the school trusts actually put someone in there in the classroom. Dress code. The dress code for student teachers basically depends on your school. So at my school, we're business casual, and so I just kind of go with the flow of what my mentor teacher wears. She wears a lot of pants, capris, nice loose fitted clothing that's not too tight, and I think on Wednesdays and Fridays we're able to wear jeans as long as we have on a spirit shirt. So whatever your school dress code is, just follow that, ask your teachers, and you'll be fine. But I do recommend if you're one of those people who doesn't have nice clothes or you don't have anything to wear, go to a thrift store because there's no need to spend thousands of dollars on new clothes. Go get some that you can wear. I mean, honestly, don't tell anybody, but I probably wear the same black pair of slacks sometimes twice a week, and then definitely I'll wear them every week because these kids don't know and they don't care. So go to the thrift store, save you some money. It's not worth buying new clothes. Your mentor teacher is not just any old kind of teacher. They won't put you with a first year teacher. They won't put you with the worst teacher on campus. So my school actually kind of screens the teachers, and they do that through the principal. So they want someone with a clean record, and they have to have at least 3 years of teaching experience. To me, I'm thanking God for that, because I do not want to be with another first or second year teacher, because you kind of really don't know what you're doing either. So we're not about to be blind leading the blind. So I appreciate that whole, all the way, because I want somebody who knows what they're doing. So now I want to break down the placements. So I told you guys that I have a 14-week placement in one classroom. So let me break it down so you guys know exactly what my student teaching schedule looks like. So for 14 weeks, people who only have one placement, for 1 week, you are just observing. You're watching the teacher's classroom management, time management, how they teach the content, and maybe a little bit of how, the personal relationships between the kids, what kind of makes them click. I took notes of all of that my first week, so that whenever it was my turn to start picking up different things, I didn't come in there and disrupt their environment. The next change that'll happen in student teaching occurs from week 2 and 3. So So for week 2 and 3, a student teacher with one placement is given one subject to teach. So it's your job to slowly teach one subject. So my first subject that I taught was math, and I chose math just because I love math and that's what I'm most comfortable with. So you'll spend 2 weeks teaching one subject. Week 4 and 5, you're continuing to add on another subject. So I went from math to teaching reading, and next week I'm going to pick up writing. Week 6 and 7 are where the student teachers will start picking up more responsibilities. So maybe you're doing more planning, and you're also doing more, you have more responsibilities. So little by little, the kids may start coming to ask you for different things that they need. Like right now, the kids are asking me if they can use the restroom. They're asking me what they're supposed to be doing when they finish an assignment. So you slowly start taking a little bit of the responsibility from your mentor teacher. And then by week 8, they feel like you should have picked up all the subjects and started teaching all of the subjects at this point. So then week 9, once you started picking it up and you have it all in a groove, you're also grading and carrying more responsibilities. So maybe you're holding meetings with parents, your small group activities, maybe you're grading, I don't know, just all that. You're planning and grading all paperwork, and you're taking on all behavioral management. So student teaching is really cool because I can actually see, I don't know, I do better with hands-on. And so I love student teaching because, you always say what you feel like you're going to do when it's your turn. But now that I'm actually in there, I'm finding out what I thought I was going to do. I'm not doing it, or I'm doing stuff I said I would never do. So that's my student teaching experience, and that's what you can expect from it. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video. And if you have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.